first guest is an Academy Award-winning actor who's appeared in numerous films, including Reversal of Fortune and Die Hard with a Vengeance. Beginning Friday, you can see him in The Time Machine. Please welcome Jeremy Irons. Very nice to have you here.
Thank you.
I have in the past been afraid to wear red shoes with a black suit.
Yeah.
But not you. You just went for it, and it's working.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm always worried about red ties, you know, with a white shirt and a grey suit.
Exactly.
So we all have our worries. You go for one thing, I go for another. And you put on this lot, and you think, this looks so dull, I'll wear something red.
Well, you know what? They dress me like an H&R Block salesman on this show. I think, you know, if I started wearing black suits and red shoes, I'd be on the cover of S Magazine.
What? It'd be great. It'd be great. It'd be great.
Oh,
you have red hair, so that's all right.
Yes, I do. Speaking of red hair, we didn't get to talk about this last time. We had such a nice chat that we ended up not getting to any of the things we were really going to talk about. Your wife is Irish, is she not?
Yes.
Is she? Wow. I wouldn't have her watch the show tonight. Yeah. Your wife. You're supposed to go, my wife.
My wife. Yes, well, we've been together for 30 years. You know, it is my wife.
Yeah, oh, good. Stick to that.
Yeah.
She's Irish. Does she have the Irish temperament that some people talk about, which is volatile?
Yes.
You know, we're sensual people, but we're volatile. We can fly off the handle at any time.
Yes. First time I met her, she's called Sinead, which is Gaelic for Jane. But
Why not just call her Jane?
Well, because, you know, she's from the mists and the bogs, and she has to be called Sinead.
Yeah.
And I met her in a bar. We were playing in theatres back to back, and we used to drink in the same bar afterwards. And I'd noticed her once or twice walking. I remember she was wearing suede hot pants, and I thought she can do better than that. And
I don't think she could, actually. It's hard to do better than suede hot pants.
Well, this was in the 70s, and people did that sort of thing then. But later I met her in the bar, and I said hello, and I introduced her. I said, hello, Siobhan. She turned around, she hit me. So that's how it started. It sort of continued. We met at a dinner party. Myself and another friend in her company were having a mutual birthday party, but shared a birthday. Sinead was put on my right, and my girlfriend was sitting opposite me. And I think by sort of the pudding course, she was like this on my shoulder. Right. And I thought, it's all right, but anyway, so I took her home and my girlfriend, but I dropped my girlfriend
Hello,
off.
you took them both home?
Well, I did. No, to there. This is in the days when none of us, we couldn't afford cars. I happened to have a car.
I think if you got two women with you, you don't need a car. It's just, you can fly, baby.
I was being a gentleman. I was taking them home.
Oh, I see. You were taking them home. I'm sorry. I rushed ahead to some sordid sort of penthouse magazine scenario.
No. I was saving them a taxi fare.
Yes.
But the problem, I dropped my girlfriend off first. But because geographically it made sense, so I'd seen her at the time.
I'm sure it made a lot of sense at the time.
And then I dropped my Sinead off, and she said, will you come in for a cup of coffee? She says that I then said, if I come in tonight, I'll stay for the rest of my life, which I'm sure I never said, but I always see her in print saying that. Right. So she said, well, go, then go. She wanted nothing to do with me, and our courtship consisted of her throwing me out, throwing my clothes out of windows.
I've seen in movies, people throwing, like the girlfriend of the wife throwing the clothes out the window. That really happened?
It really happens. Islington, Devonia Road, number 91. If you've been standing outside it in 1974, you would have seen my clothes coming out. And then one time she kicked me out completely, and she said, come on, you have to go and sort your life out. I mean, this is hopeless. And I had by then moved in. And my father, bless him, he was a chartered accountant. He's travelled a lot. And when he would travel, he would buy me a really nice bottle of wine, or he was given a nice bottle of wine. And so I collected this sort of cellar, travelling cellar, which I kept in a cardboard box of, by then, around 12 really fine wines from all around the world, you know, Argentina, South Africa, France, whatever. And they were sitting underneath the sink in her kitchen in a cardboard box, I remember. And she said, go off and sort out your life. Well, 10 days later, I'd sorted out my life, and I came back. And she was very pleased to see me. And I said, let's celebrate. I went, opened the cup under the kitchen sink, nothing, all gone. She drunk them all.
Oh, she drank them all.
She drank them all.
I thought she threw them out in spite, but her plan's better, actually.
She drank them all.
I like her plan.
She drank them all.
Now, I have read, you know...
She said she had help, but I'm not sure she did.
Just like, I have, there's this stereotype of the British actor that, no, there's the stereotype, no, what's happened? You just had 12 bottles of wine, and it's not even the pudding course. I've never been to a dinner where there was a pudding course.
Have you not?
I think I was 4. Anyway, they were pudding pops, too. There's this stereotype of British actors that they like to sort of retain their personal space. What?
What's in that?
Pudding. That's just water. That's just water.
It looks so dark.
Well, don't tell everybody that's not water. There's a rumor, you know, not a rumor, there's a feeling about British actors that they're sort of like and they're British in general, that they like their personal space. That's not true of you. You're a physical person. Is that true? You like to get physical with other people.
Well, I don't know. Yes, there was a piece in the paper, if you go on about it, and yes, I like touching people. You see, I have dogs. I have dogs, and I'm forever touching my dogs. You know, I stroke my dogs, I talk to my dogs. And when I'm away, because I can't, you know, in England we have ridiculous laws, which means you can't bring your dogs back in if you take them abroad, so I don't travel with my dogs.
Right.
So I have to put up with people. And so I like to touch people and stroke people.
Have you been on the New York subways at all? You'd fit right in.
No.
Do you really, do people, I mean, when you say that, you mean you just...
But you like it, don't you? I mean, I know you pretend to be very...
I put one ad in one paper, and then suddenly I'm a pervert?
But it's touching.
No,
touching people is not perversity. Touching people is what we do.
Yes.
It's sort of become a little bit odd now, but when I work with a group of people on a movie, for instance, we all sort of know each other very well. So we're always touching. We rub the shoulders, and you know, it makes you feel good. It's
so you're not just randomly like just doing this to people and stroking them, and
I rarely touch people who I
Jeremy, I think it's time we were honest with these people. There's no wife.
I'm only doing this because you asked me to do it before the show.
I did not.
Because you wanted to replay it.
Yeah, all over again.
Yeah.
Does that go well with other English people? Do you find that the stereotype is somewhat true of the other English? Do you ever find yourself like trying to give another English person a back rub and they're, no, I don't want that?
Very rare.
Yeah.
Very, very rarely. And then you realize the person has big problems. They don't like to be touched.
Right, right.
And you stay clear of them.
Yes. The time...
But you know, in France, I mean, I made a picture with Depardieu. I made a picture with Depardieu and Malkovich and Gabriel Byrne. And my wife came into the studio. It was called the Man in the Iron Mask.
Right.
She came in, and we were all in leathers and sort of, you know, it was very, very macho stuff. And she came in, she went, whoa, I can hardly breathe with all the testosterone.
Where are those bottles of wine?
But I mean, you know, politically so incorrect.
Yes.
If we'd behaved as we did in that studio outside Paris,
right,
in New York, we would have all been in jail.
There should be more touching, is what you're saying.
Of course there should.
Everyone touch the people around you. Go ahead.
Yes,
no, not here now. That's sick. The Time Machine opens Friday, and, you know, we never have enough time. Please come back. Let's talk again, and we'll rub down. Jeremy Irons, everybody. Mark Maron coming up. We'll take a